Om Namah Shivaya. I'm sure all of us went to school, which was sometime very boring, depending on what teacher was teaching, what subjects you liked, some subjects you did not like. One thing I was always wondering as a student, that teacher is teaching the same subject to all the students. Let's say there were 30 students. It's same thing like now I am sharing the course with everyone in the screen. Of course, we don't have exam. We are not going to put an exam for you. It's a self-study course, but in the school time, you are examined. They wanted to make it sure that you are really studying, you are listening to the teacher, you are taking your notes properly. I was impressed by the notes of the Andy. He sent me privately. That was great. Very detailed notes, actually. So that shows, yes, he's really following it seriously. And I was thinking that why teacher is same, subject is same. And when he's examining the students, some are getting 10 out of 10, some 7, some 5, some even were failing. So what was the missing link? What was the difference, from where the difference was being created in exam time? So this was noticed also since the learning started, even during tantric time also. And as we are now almost halfway through the course, today is the 5th session, we have studied a lot about witness state, about several practices, how to help the mind, how to gently bring the mind to a more peaceful, tranquil, joyful, blissful state. And last session really was great. That smile and laugh, so simple things can really help the mind a lot. So when I was doing my research on this topic, and Tantra was the subject, of course, from the beginning of the time when society was getting organized. And you must have noticed by this time that all the effort was put to decipher the functioning of the black box, this mind. Such a powerful instrument that, as I mentioned earlier also, if I want to make sure where you are physically, 100% you are with me on the screen. But if suppose I want to find out where you are mentally, even the creator cannot tell. So this instrument, this black box, is so powerful that it got total freedom. And Tantra was trying to understand the functioning of this powerful instrument in complete details. And it was found in the research that this mind in Tantra can be classified in terms of 5 different levels of mind energy. And today we will try to understand completely. And then you will understand this question, that why certain students were during exam not showing the same grades or marks. What is the most common state mind loves to be? It is the most favorite of the mind. Mind loves it. We already talked about it. What is the habit of the mind? To be in the past or to be in the future. Why mind likes it? When the mind is in the past, it has to just remember what already has happened. How beautiful I was, how rich I was. Only memory. Or when mind is bored of the past, it starts fantasizing. It goes into the future. Why again mind likes to be in the future? Because nothing is to be done. Again, just fantasizing. And Tantra scientists noticed this particular peculiar habit of mind. That mind is a very tricky instrument. You can say it's also quite lazy in a way. Because it doesn't want to do much. And when you are connected with this level of mind energy, it has a very specific name in Tantra. It is called unaware state of the mind. So mind is not aware of something. And with that state of the mind, you can only use the 10% potential. Although mind has the infinite creative potential. And if you remain occupied with this mind energy, you can't do much. You can be on the screen, but you can be with your mind somewhere else. And it's really a big challenge to change the habit of the mind. So, who can help to bring the mind to the second level of mind energy, which is called awareness state of the mind? You have body, you have mind, and the interconnecting link between mind and body is your breath. You are breathing all the time, non-stop. From the very start, when you manifest it, you made your first inhale till your last exhale. Breathing is the only energy, the life force, the life energy, which is with you. And you have already learned, you have already used this practice that you were trying to bring the mind to the sacred space below the nostril and upper lip. And you are trying to experience or follow the inhale and exhale. So your mind was not free. When you are inhaling, you are completely, your mind was getting absorbed into your inhale. And when you are exhaling, your mind was getting absorbed into your exhale. And we already talked that there's one thing which can create more awareness, more focus. There is a sound in your breath. When you are inhaling, there is a very subtle sound. The sound so, S-O. And when you are exhaling, there is a very subtle sound, ham, H-A-M. So you are non-stop singing a divine song. So hum, so hum, so hum. And as I told earlier, we all sing this divine song from the day we manifest and the day we depart. We again unmanifest. You are already practicing it. We have already talked that when you are meditating, after experiencing the witness state, experiencing the unmanifested state, again you are manifesting, then you are bringing your attention to the sacred space and you are helping the mind to have only one thought, the thought of the breath. Soham, soham, soham. Mind don't like it. It's very boring for the mind. Because when you are repeating this sound is like a mantra. Man means mind, tra means liberation. Although your intentions are good, you are trying to liberate the mind. But if you liberate the mind, then mind is not there. So mind will resist a lot. Let us see, there is more easy way for keeping the mind busy with your breath. So what else is there in your breath beside the sound? Let us check one very interesting thing. Why we have two nostrils? If the purpose is to inhale and exhale, one nostril is enough. We don't need two. So there is some logic, there is some secret of splitting the nostril into two parts. And what is happening in your nostril? You are breathing. So Are you aware of the second breath cycle, the alternate nostril breathing cycle? You are aware that every 60 to 90 minutes, your one nostril is more active than the other. And it is designed for the functioning of nervous system and the hormone system. How you can experience this alternate nostril breathing cycle? What is the simplest way? You can close your right nostril. You can do it now. And inhale, exhale 2 times deeply. And then do the opposite. Close the other nostril and inhale, exhale 2 times. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Did you notice one nostril, the flow is better? If your right nostril flow is better, show your thumb. It means more air is flowing in the right nostril. So everybody has the right nostril active. Interesting. There's nothing wrong with that. But one very important aspect of this knowledge is that this second breath cycle, this alternate nostril breath cycle, in Tantra is very important. Why? Because this cycle is the first thing, first intervention. If everything is good, you are feeling good, no need to change anything. But the moment you feel unease, you feel discomfort, what should be the first thing you should check? Which nostril is active? And what intervention you should do? You should start breathing from the less active nostril. Of course, it's not very comfortable when you are closing one nostril and breathing from the other, but just little later on, you will learn. You don't need to use your finger. We already have discussed this, that you can change the breath with the help of the mind. We already talked about it a little bit. So let's do one more step. When you are becoming aware of the alternate nostril breathing, when you are connecting the mind to the breath, a big shift happens into the working of the mind. Just by attaching the breath to the mind enters into a second stage of energy. The second stage of mind energy in Tantra is classified as awareness state of the mind energy. So mind becomes aware of the life force of your breath. And this gentle one small shift opens almost 25% potential of the mind. And this is what happens that when you have exam, when you have task, you are doing something serious, you need focus. You can't allow the mind to be in the past or future. Sometimes mind has to be brought in the present. And that's why when the mind is in the present, the mind becomes a present for you because it starts helping you. It becomes your friend. It's helping you to go more deeper. Is there some way we can find the active nostril without using the intervention of fingers by closing the nostrils? So length has a sound, length has a breath. We'll talk about the breath little later on. There's one more interesting thing in your breath. Breath is a life force. Breath also has a temperature. In order to understand the temperature of the breath, you bring your index finger below your nostril and pay attention. You are inhaling at the room temperature, but you are exhaling at the body temperature. So you will notice more warm air hitting your finger, index finger, from that nostril which is more open. Now mind needs to be in much more intense awareness. Mind is no more free to go here and there. You have given a more serious task to the mind. You are not asking the mind whether right is active or left is active. You are trying to find out the active nostril without touching the nostril, just by the temperature difference hitting your index finger from the active nostril. If you are able to feel the active nostril by the temperature difference, show your thumb. That yes, you can experience it just by the focus of your mind. It sometimes takes more effort. It doesn't happen so quick if you are not meditating regularly. So this would be your practice and task, that gradually you will bring the mind to a much more intense state of the awareness by putting your index finger below the nostril. And if you want to give a much bigger challenge to your mind, remove your finger, bring your hands, your palms on your knees. And now your task is much more challenging. You can feel the more warm air at the base of your nostril. You have hairs in your nostrils. And when you are breathing, there are finer warm sensations you can feel at the base of your more active nostril. The more warm air touching the sacred space. Now you need much, much, much more focus. Your finger is not involved. Now you are directly feeling and mind is entering into intense awareness state. So this will be your next practice and task. To experience the next level of mind energy, first thing you have to do is you have to find the active nostril. So whatever way you feel comfortable, you can use your finger. If you are not able to feel it with index finger, you can open and close your nostril and experience which nostril is active. Second practice would be with your index finger, finding the temperature difference. And the third practice would be without finger at all, at the base of your nostril. So first task to go to the next level of mind energy is again check which nostril is active so that you are 100% sure that right is active or left is active. So whatever way can help you, make it sure that you know your active nostril. And then I will take you to the next level of the mind energy. Your task will be to shift your mind into the less active nostril. So your attention or mind will gently shift. Nobody will even know what is going on now. And you will see the magical thing happening that within 1 minute, when you are keeping your mind or attention in a particular nostril, which is less active, the breath flow will change and more breath will start flowing in that nostril. So practically speaking, you are going to have a conscious control on your breath flow. Till now, your mind was deciding which nostril is more active. You had no conscious control on your breath flow. You are not able to change it on your own. But at this level of the third level of mind energy, where you are helping the mind, the same mind which was forcing you to experience the active nostril is helping you to use that nostril which makes you feel comfortable, which creates a ease situation. So what you need to do? You don't need to use your finger whenever you are feeling unease. First task is find the active nostril and then shift the mind or attention into the less active nostril. And see what happened to that feeling of unease or discomfort. Did it go away? Did you feel better? So it's a very, very powerful intervention in Tantra. That mind not only can help you in becoming thoughtless, as you experienced the witness state where you asked the mind to give you a thought, and there was no thought. So same way, now another magic is being experienced. That the same mind can help you in changing your breath flow and creating a ease or comfort situation by bringing balance in your parasympathetic, sympathetic, and adrenaline and noradrenaline level. So that should be your first task. And when you have a conscious control on your breath, it opens a third level of mind energy, which is called positive or tantric state of the mind. And it opens the 50% potential of the mind energy. It's very powerful. What has shifted? What has happened? Now you have a conscious control on your experience. Before it was not conscious. Your mind was getting kick, needed adrenaline, more breath started flowing in your right nostril. You needed more relaxation, you needed more peace. You had no way to experience it. So now what you are doing, nothing much. You are gently shifting your mind or attention in the opposite nostril. So again, the mind has become your best friend. Let us go a little bit more deeper and see the power of tantric knowledge. What we were experiencing in the awareness state, what was the task given to the mind? Mind was asked to follow the breath. So you close your eyes and the mind was kept in your sacred space, and mind was following your breath, that how you are breathing and how the length of the breath also was possible to be changed. So you had a possibility, you can change the length of the breath. So if I smile, suddenly my breath becomes a little bit longer, deeper. I'm not breathing chest, it goes to the belly. Pay attention how long, what length your mind can travel when it is attached to your breath. Maximum it can go to the belly, not very long distance. Do you want to experience the power of the mind energy? So sit comfortably in Dhyan Mudra. You know the Dhyan Mudra, meditation mudra used by Buddha. Bring your attention to the third eye. Create the witness state. Asking the mind a thought, become thoughtless. And when you are doing this practice, have this experience or feeling that you are doing this meditation not sitting in your room. You are sitting, you have gone to the moon. You are sitting on the surface of the moon and inhaling, exhaling the white light of the moon in the form of a triangle breath. Equal flow of white light, moonlight, from two nostrils meeting in the center of the forehead at the third eye. And with the exhale, that white light is coming out from both the nostrils in the form of a triangle. Have this beautiful experience of sitting on the moon, inhaling the white light of the moon. That exponential healing energy. White light is a very powerful energy medium, and a lot of advanced tantric practices are related to this energy of the moon. Now gently come back, put your hands on your palms, open your eyes. I have a very simple question. Honestly, if you felt that yes, you experience sitting on the moon, inhaling the white light of the moon, which is very easy if you are a regular meditation practitioner, show your thumb. If you felt that, yeah, I was sitting and meditating there. Okay, I believe you. Anybody else? It takes time, but you see the power of the mind. In 1 second, it can travel millions of miles. I'm not saying that you are saying me wrong thing. I believe if you are very deep, you are meditating, close your eyes and mind can take you wherever you want. Mind is a very powerful energy. But only my question is that I saw you on the screen, your body was in front of me. The question is, who went to the moon? Very important question. Your body was here. So who actually went to the moon? Your mind. A very interesting thing. Was your mind went to the moon and your breath remained with your body. If suppose your mind would have gone to the moon with your breath, you would have created a miracle. You would have manifested at the same time at two places. Your body with your breath on the screen and your mind with your breath on the moon would have created a tantric miracle. See the power of mind. Question is, why it was so difficult for your mind not to go with the breath to the moon? Why it remained with your body? So pay attention what you are trained in your meditation practice. You are trained only one way journey. You are trained to attach your mind to your breath. How far your mind can go with your breath? Not very far. From the nostril, it can go maximum to the belly. Not a very big distance. Is it possible to do the reverse? Can you attach the breath to the mind? So magic starts from there. The powerful journey, tantric journey starts from there. where you learn to attach your breath to the mind. That all the time breath remains attached to the mind, and wherever mind goes, breath goes with it. Is it real or is it a fantasy? Can we really attach breath to the mind? You just did it. What you did in the last practice, what you are doing, you are shifting your mind in one nostril. And who was following your mind? Your breath. You put your mind in right nostril, breath goes right. You put your mind in left nostril, breath goes left. So theoretically, it looks possible that there are serious tantric breathing practices which can help you to have this linkage more stronger, more longer, and more deeper. So from this, the whole esoteric part of the Tantra, the miracle part of the Tantra, starts when you start learning how to attach your breath to the mind. The magic starts from there. We'll cover this topic later on because we will be continuing this course after this 8 weeks also. It is an endless journey. But what I am trying to share here is that all esoteric part of the Tantra, you must have heard about distance healing. A lot of people say that I can heal somebody from a distance. A lot of people say telepathy, I can talk to somebody from a distance. Some people claim they can travel in past and future. These are very advanced topics, but there is a science behind it. Tantra is a very powerful science. It's a powerful knowledge. So, if you get interested in going more deeper in connecting your breath to mind, you need to start with simple practices. And once you are comfortable with the simple practices, some more advanced techniques will be shared with you, which will help you. Specifically, the white light of the moon is a very powerful medium in Tantra. So this full moon meditations are very important part of the creating this new relationship between your life force, your breath, and your mind. It looks like a little bit like quite exciting, eh? Because mind likes all this. Mind is very excited. Oh, I can heal somebody sitting here. I can talk to somebody. I can go wherever I want. So mind is very happy with all this. But mind is not so powerful. Mind needs more help, more training, more guidance, more practices. more tantric breathing exercises, pranayama techniques, which you can learn in a much more organized course. Of course, we can do a lot of things these days online, but certain things it is better to learn offline. Like Ildi soon is coming back to England, and she is starting her Kundalini Tantra Yoga offline workshops, where she is not going to share this tantric part. But I am thinking that when I am also back, so I will conduct some offline breathing courses where you can really, in a very gentle and in a very guided way, can go much, much more deeper. So you must be wondering that, okay, with this positive state of the mind, tantric state of the mind, how much you are getting the access? Only 50%. Although it's a very big change, it's a new existence that you are completely now having a conscious control on your experience with the help of the mind. You don't need to be in the witness state all the time. You can create the positive or tantric state of the mind and keep the experience positive. So slowly, slowly, you will be able to deal with all the negative polarities as they are emerging. You can let them go. Where is the rest of the potential? Who is controlling that potential? Who is actually controlling your experience? Where is the switch? So it is a very, very advanced knowledge. I will not cover it in much detail online. I will just hint you because you need some practices, some more preparation. You are already aware of the slowing down of the breath cycle. I have shared a wonderful practice. I am sure you are doing it and getting a lot of benefit out of it. I have shared the second type of breath cycle, alternate nostril breathing, which can help you in connecting with the tantric or positive state of the mind. The ultimate switch is somewhere else. When you are breathing, if you will go to a doctor, what doctor will tell you? What are you breathing? You are breathing oxygen, you are exhaling carbon dioxide, your lung is doing cleansing work. Normal. But if you will ask a tantric spiritual scientist, he will take you much deeper. He will tell you that the five element flow which you understood and experienced through the five fingers, five elements, these five elements actually are flowing in your breath in a very guided manner, in a very regulated manner. There is a third breath cycle, which is a top secret cycle. Not many people are aware. Only advanced practitioners of Tantra knows it. That these five elements are flowing in your breath in a very guided manner. At a given time, one element is dominant. And that dominant element is the switch for your entire experience happening at the gross level. What it means. Practically speaking, you can dissect your breath flow depending on the dominant element into 5 different types. For example, if suppose earth element, the most gross element, is dominant in your breath, where will be more air flowing in your active nostril, where you will feel the more concentration? In the center of your active nostril, in the center. And there is a duration of each element, how long it will remain dominant. I will share in the WhatsApp group a table, just for your information's sake, so that then you will be able to understand that how far Tantra can take you in understanding the complete energy design, and also empowering you with certain practices which can help you in having a better experience by having a better, deeper understanding of element flow in your chart. So that will be shared in the WhatsApp group, right? So if suppose after a certain period, the next element, water, is getting dominant, what will happen to this breath flow in the active nostril from the center, where it will shift? Water is always flowing downward. Gravity. The flow will shift on the lower part of the nostril. More air will start flowing from there. If suppose the next element become dominant after a certain duration, fire element, where the breath will flow. Breath is lighter, fire is lighter. It will shift upward. More air will start flowing in the upper part of the nostril. If the next element, air, becomes dominant, what will happen to this flow? The flow will be on both sides of the active nostril, on the right side and left side, 2 sides. And if the space or ether will become active, it will be like a circular flow. Can you imagine what type of mind energy you will need to dissect your breath flow in 5 different types? And this name of this mind energy is laser state of the mind energy. Laser beam. You know the power of the laser beam. It can create, cut, make a hole in the strongest metallic sheet. This will not be covered in this course. It is a very, very advanced practice, which can be learned separately, privately, or in a proper course, because this requires a lot of preparation. The current course allows you to use the positive or tantric state so that you are not affected by the negative polarities anymore. You have a conscious control on your experience. That is the first aim of Vigyan Bhairava Tantra. Because until and unless you have a conscious control in your experience, you can't go more advanced practices, more advanced techniques which are described in these 112 sutras. So base is very important. When the base is strong, then everything, even you will be able to understand things more clearly. And it opens the 99% of the mind energy potential. Practically speaking, 99.9, which is infinite potential of the mind. And you will say, what is that 0.1% left? The highest potential of the mind energy is called superconscious state of the mind. What happens in the superconscious state? You also dissolve. You are no more there. You have become part of the cosmic consciousness which you are. So your experience has become the complete experience, the wholeness, the completeness. You will become ocean. You will not remain drop at the superconscious state of the mind. In the next session, I will show you how all these 5 states you can experience in a given context or in a given frame. And little bit, do some practices this week where you start experiencing the relationship between the breath and mind. And specifically try to take the mind to a more deeper focus concentration states. Index finger is the start, feeling the active nostril, the higher temperature, the more breath flowing and hitting your index finger, removing the finger when you have achieved it, and then feeling the same sensation at the base of the nostril. That would be a sort of preparation for more advanced focus of your mind. And your another complete practice and task is play a game with your mind. Whenever you feel not good, find active nostril, shift mind to the other, and with the shift of flow, find out what you are experiencing. Did your experience change? Did you feel better? So start using this simple technique on a regular basis. Use this intervention and you will find it very interesting. It's very practical, very simple, and very, very useful. Like smile and laugh, which is magic. This particular conscious control on breath, the positive or tantric state of the mind, is very simple but very, very useful. And with this, mind will become your best friend. All the battles will be over. Mind will start listening you more and more, and will even come to you for help whenever you are in trouble. Mind will say, boss, help me. I am lost. I can't find any way. And that is what is needed, that you as a witness will start guiding the mind. And then the life will be beautiful. You will be in a permanent state of blissfulness. So, lot important things have been shared today. Actually, this is the beginning of tantric knowledge, actually, in a nutshell. And more we will talk on our WhatsApp group. If you have queries, you are struggling with something, more explanation is needed, more practices are needed to be shared. So go slowly. Enjoy it. Don't get overexcited that tomorrow you start healing people from a distance. Learn the basics. There is a guided pathway for each technique, for each practice. And Anulom Vilom, alternate nostril breathing, is the first technique. I'll cover this technique in the next session completely in detail. And main aim of this practice is you have an alternate nostril breathing cycle. 80% air is flowing in the active nostril, 20% in the less active nostril. It is a cycle. It changes every 60 to 90 minutes. And it is designed for what? It is designed as per your body need. Either your body is in an active state. To remain in active state, body needs to have more adrenaline in the body, in the blood. And this is done by pumping more air in your right nostril, which is your active energy, solar energy. When body wants to experience the relaxed state, the opposite is happening. The more air starts flowing in your left nostril. And this is as per your inner physiology need. Body is very intelligent, it keeps controlling it and helping you. Important thing in this practice, which I will be sharing in more detail next time, is it possible to have the equal flow of breath in two nostrils? Like we have only learned, consciously we can change the active nostril. But can we create an equal flow in right and left nostril? And what will happen if flow is equal? Something magical will happen. Sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system will work equal. The two hemispheres will get balanced. This is what you are trying to do in your Dhyan Mudra. You are entering into a state of balance. You are harmonizing the right side, the masculine side, with the left side, the feminine side. So same way, with equal flow, you will have the same hormone level. Adrenaline and noradrenaline will be 50-50. If your nervous system is harmonized, your hormone system is harmonized, you fall in complete balance. And Anulom Vilom or alternate nostril breathing is the first breathing technique to achieve this goal, to bring that oneness in you, to change the complete existing energy design, to bring you out of this drama, out of these fluctuations, so that you become like heat and cold is same for you. Like and dislike is same for you. You have achieved the state of equanimous, oneness. There is no division in you. So we'll talk about this beautiful practice next time. And please do share whenever there are such situations. That's why we have created the WhatsApp group. That if you are struggling with some practice or some understanding, share in the WhatsApp group or personally with me if you don't want to share with everyone. And then I can discuss it in much more detail about the practice and about the experience. Right? Any other question? But it's good you ask, because then I am going to cover this practice in much detail next time. If there is no question, then I think we are over the time. And it's always a great pleasure. And be as active on the WhatsApp group as you can. The more learning can happen there. And looking forward to next session. Let's bring our hands in the lotus mudra in front of the heart center. Connect to our unconditional love energy, the inner child energy. We smile. Om Namah Shivaya.